where do we start? The other night, heartbreak at the end.
I think emotionally you're disappointed. Obviously with the penalty, and feels like almost you've dropped 2 points. But on reflection, I think a point was a fair result. I didn't think there was much between the two teams. Difficult pitch to play on, difficult conditions. Both teams probably didn't create as much as what they wanted, although I do think we probably had the better moments to potentially hurt them a little bit more than what we did. But I thought overall it was a pretty solid performance from us.
One of those games, when you look at the possession stats, I think 70-30 roughly, but teams seem to thrive in those. You actually seem to enjoy not having the ball because you're a threat on the counter-attack, presumably.
Yeah, I think a lot of their possession came through the centre-backs passing the ball to each other though, which again we're not interested in chasing. We'll wait until they come into a certain area to then go and press. But yeah, we are probably the fastest team in the league on a counter-attack, which is a good stat to have in terms of the profile of the players that we've got. And again, I think we had good moments to potentially hurt them.
How was Demi afterwards as well? Because she'd had a cracking game.
Yeah, I thought she had a solid game, didn't she, for her first league start as well. I thought she was pretty solid from start to finish, really. It was just that last little bit in the game that, she'll be disappointed with that decision making. But she saved the penalty as well, and unfortunately it's hit kind of like behind her, so it's gone back to Claire Paul to score. But we'll learn from it and move on. I mean,
that was just unfortunate, wasn't it? She'd gone down one way, the ball went in completely opposite direction. There's not a lot she could have done about that.
No, nothing.
And now you've got Charlton, who probably when you came off the pitch and saw their result surprised you as much as the sort of disappointment of conceding that late goal.
Yeah, I don't think nothing surprises us in this league. But yeah, Charlton will be disappointed to drop points at home for sure. Knowing the type of people that they are, they'll want to put it right this weekend, and we have to carry this form forward. We have to travel well. We normally do travel well when we go down to London, so that's important for us to go on a little bit of a run, which is the challenge that's been set to the players.
Was that your first impulse when you saw their result? Is they will want a reaction?
I was disappointed because I wanted to beat them first. But fair play to Portsmouth. They're down there, they're scrapping for points. 2 set pieces in the early stages of the game has won them it. So we'll take, we've watched the game, we'll take stuff from it and come up with a game plan and put some players on the pitch who we think can go and win the game.
I suppose again, it's 2 results that prove that division, anybody can beat anybody on their day. 2
different teams, weren't they, fighting for different things. Charlton's trying to get promoted, Portsmouth are trying to stay in the league, so yeah, you can't predict anything in this league, which is why it's probably one of the best divisions to play in.
And Katie coming back from New Zealand's obviously not done her any harm to score the other night.
Yeah, brilliant goal between her and Tash. I thought it was a little bit far out for Kitch, to be fair, but a little bit of wind behind her as well. She's hit it lovely and curled it beautifully around the wall, and what a great goal to give with the lead.
Right. Obviously a disappointment in the end, but we talked around that Christmas period, which felt like an important part of the season, and since then obviously Bristol City was a tough game, but defensively you've been good. You've kept picking up points. You must be quite pleased with how, generally speaking, you've been able to get back to Sunderland, if you like, what you kind of expect.
I think we're on a nice little run. We picked up quite a few points in the last 5 games that we've played, which is important. Like you say, the Bristol one was the disappointing one, but we've challenged the players with this block of games that we've got to pick up points, and it was nearly 3 on Wednesday night, but we'll take the 1 and move on. And we've got a tough task at the weekend when we travel to Charlton, so we need to make sure that we repeat the same levels that we hit on Wednesday to get anything out of the game.
And the commitment will please you, because at Durham the team's going to turn up because it's such a big occasion, but where you are in the city, you've got a bit of work to do, in terms of staying away from trouble, but Wednesday night must have given you a bit of satisfaction that the team aren't sort of switching off, if you like, where they are in the table.
Yeah, I thought we were really switched on. I thought the game plan worked. I thought our shape was excellent out of possession, which we've just gone through it there with the players. Players understanding their roles within the team and the triggers of when to go and when not to go. But the team spirit was there, the togetherness was there. It was a big shift from some of the internationals who've come back, like a Katie Kitchen, who's played 3 games on the other side of the world and then totally cramped up on 60 minutes and had to come off. So again, we have to look after people who've played a lot of games during the international. Marissa Shiva covered a lot of ground on Wednesday night and was kind of running on empty towards the end as well. So big shift from some of the big players that we've got.
And you are in this unusual situation. We talk a lot about the schedule. You go through these long spells throughout the game, and the way things have turned out, you've now got a really congested run. That's going to be a big thing for you, isn't it? In terms of you might have to maybe rotate more or make earlier subs or manage the squad through this.
Yeah, we're really conscious of it. We played it not an in-house game, but we played a friendly against Hibs during the international break, just to kind of give the players an opportunity to again get up to speed. And we've said to the group that the squad will need to be utilised. Like you say, the substitutions are massive. They might be made earlier, they might be made at half time. Yeah. Some players then might start the next game, some players might be rested. We have to make sure that whoever we put out is ready to play at the intensity that we need, because we certainly can't carry players throughout this period.
No head coach ever wants to change their goalkeeper. I don't think it's obviously not an ideal situation. What's you kind of feel on that? Do you take some encouragement from the fact that Demi by and large had a really good game and made some big stops for you? Yeah,
Demi's trained really well over the international break. She's waited patiently for an opportunity. She had a really bad back injury in terms of the discs, so we had to really manage her rehab. But she was ready to take that opportunity, and I thought she was solid. Her distribution was good in terms of the lengths that we need the goalkeepers to be reaching. I thought she made a great save where she tipped it onto the bar in the second half. In particular, she saved 2 penalties. Like you say, she's obviously just disappointed with that decision to probably come and give away the penalty, which again we learned from as a team. We needed to defend it better. It was a throw in, so again we have to be structurally better before it even gets to that area of the pitch. So it's a big lesson learned for the whole group when we put it right against Charlton.
And just lastly, I know you have a lot of respect for Charlton's kind of management team, and are you quite pleased to see them up there in terms of with some of the big Premier League sort of names that they're competing? It kind of, I guess what I'm trying to say is it shows what can be achieved, and that you can't kind of upset the odds a little bit. Yeah, they've
been on an unbelievable run. Like you say, I know Karen really well. And know kind of her journey in the game and the problems and the highs and lows that she's been through as well. So to see them up there is really pleasing for her. I just hope that she gets another defeat at the weekend if you're watching.